So you're talking to a bunch of moms right here. What would you, if you could give them a couple suggestions of things to do and not to do in motherhood that you think might be supportive?
I feel like the first thing is to not take everything that your kid is doing to you personally.
Here's the deal. We're two moms that we popped babies out in our 40s. And it's hard. It was hard.
It's also the best thing that's ever happened to either one of us.
Yeah, but now we're moms in our 40s.
In our 40s.
With preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's bring the community together of women and let's talk about like real shit. Real life, real women shit.
Yeah, real women shit. Let's do that.
Shit's hard. And also it's funny.
Cheers. Unfiltered.
Because if you want a show, we're a shit show. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Are you guys playing music right now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Mature-ish Mamas! Featuring today the one, the only, Kinzey Carroll.
Kinzey Carroll is in the house.
Okay, we've never used the music before.
I know, that was fun.
It was really fun. We're going to use it every day. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Look at your blue moon. Is that my moon right in the frame?
That's mine. That's mine.
Yep, we're doing this again. We don't know. We did it last time. We're doing it again today. Cheers, everybody.
Today, because why wouldn't we drink with a minor in the room?
What? She's almost a major.
She's almost
I'm not a minor. I'm just underage.
Under the age of majoring.
You're a minor of
Alcohol.
21. Yes.
C.
Yeah.
C. Cheers.
See,
So
cheers.
she has her beautiful tea, just being healthy from the inside.
Inside us, we're being...
Vodka in it.
Guess whose daughter she is? John Carroll's.
That's gotta be the correct answer.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah, Kinzey, our little Jamaican baby.
That's what we call you.
You're
Our
you're making us
baby.
happy today by being here with us.
I don't like that. You guys, everybody knows that I'm a Jamaican conceived baby.
Yeah, that's part of being in the show now.
Here we are.
So, a couple things. We obviously have our first guest today, and if you're listening only, you have... Wait. No, that's wrong.
Oh, yay! Clapping!
The first one was a cricket noise.
Now it's both.
Yeah. So, welcome.
Welcome.
To Mature-ish Mamas. I'm like, this is validation, proof that I'm a mom.
I know. It's physical, visual, actual proof. Because mine has been proven.
Yeah,
Cass has been on the show a couple times. I think he wants to be his own podcaster. But here's her firstborn, her beautiful little baby Kins.
My baby girl, I love that.
That's just my baby girl. Yeah.
Speaking of babies, look at our baby chairs. Can you guys tell?
Can you even see them? Because
they recline. And the kids in the normal human-sized chair, and we're in baby chairs because we're mature-ish. Mm-hmm. I think it looks good, though. This is going to be our setup, actually.
It does. So, actually, yeah, we're super happy to have Kins here today. Mm-hmm. First guest, number one. I mean, why wouldn't we have a child? No, she's not a child. A young adult as our first guest as a Mature-ish Moms podcast. You know what I mean? Let's talk to the kids. Let's get hip with the chillin'. Hip with the chillin'. So,
wait.
Oh, no.
Shh. I have just one opener question.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about our tan sesh this morning.
Oh yeah, let's get into
You
it.
guys tan this morning?
We do.
Yeah,
I know. Bronze?
Can't tell, but
Yeah. Did you tan this morning?
Yeah, in a bed.
So did we.
In a bed?
In a bed.
Where at?
Tailored Glow.
I used to get memberships there every year.
Did you write off 120th and Claudish?
You want to be like me so bad.
I know. We do.
Everything Kinzey does, I do. I'm like, hey, what are you wearing? Should I wear this? Hey, what are you doing? Should I do that? We know you're not supposed to tan. We already talked about this, but we do. All three of us now, right now.
We're all
Also,
tanners.
I just want to do a disclaimer. Since I've been home for the past 20 minutes, I've already stolen 2 things of yours, and I'm going to deny it when I leave.
Thank you.
This is hard facts about being the mother of a 20-year-old. And number one, it's annoying AF because I go through all my stuff and I'm like, Kins, I know that I have 6 items lined up right here and one of the items is gone. And she was just here and she's like, did you see what she just pulled out? Mm-hmm. And then she's like, no, I didn't take it. Those green jeans, the jeans with the green button, I didn't have those
That was a year ago.
And
still stuck on it.
Guess who still remembers? Mm-hmm. And
I remember that. I think you were asking her about it one day when I was here. Like, hey, did you have those green jeans? She's like, I don't think so.
I looked, kinda.
I don't have time to look. I'm a busy gal.
That's right. You are busy.
But it's also a compliment because it means that she does like some of the items that I have. So
That's
she wouldn't
true.
take anything if I had like super mature clothes.
Yeah.
The ish is probably what she's running after.
She's liking your issues.
Mature like those clothes right there.
Well, she doesn't like this one as much, but that's for Dick. Look at this baby. Look at this. Who doesn't want to wear
It's a lobster. You're my lobster.
Yep. So anyways, Tanny, I have to know this. Do you guys just lay on one side or do you flipsy dipsy?
Yeah, I was a rotisserie chicken today. For sure.
Do you
I
rotisserie
was.
chicken, kids?
Oh, we
No,
did
I stand. I do the stand one.
Oh, that's the way to go.
That makes sense.
We didn't pay for that one.
We paid for the cheapest package. In fact, we bought a Groupon for $9 to go to a place that was 30-some minutes away.
Yep.
Cheers for that.
Cheers.
Found out it was a week free no matter what. We didn't need a Groupon, so we just gave them our money and then went somewhere else because that was ridiculous. Okay,
So-
I just want to know if you guys rotisserie chicken. Do you do?
Today I did. We did a full 20.
Yeah.
Today because I just wasn't
We have,
feeling.
they're bad beds. They're not good
They're
beds.
no, they're
level
not good.
one?
They're
level
like,
one.
Yeah, they're like
I did
1980s
6 and
beds.
I had like the puffy lips because my lips were so big.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You have the good
Dang.
service. You did
Gosh,
right.
dang. You know what though? That is one. It's a true testament to time is money. Because gosh dang, 20 minutes in a bed, I'm like, oh come on, it's like I'm like tapping and like I'm like I gotta roll.
Did you
this
hear
way.
me? I was actually like doing the whole.
Oh, I was too. I was tapping out with my condom finger today on the thing because it sounded cool, and I was doing like a little.
Ask her where the fingers been, Kins.
Where has it been?
Well,
Where has
I'm
it
surprised
been?
you listened to your mom and asked me that question first. He's been a naughty finger. He's been a naughty finger, so he's kind of a whore. So I had to condom him up.
Wrapped him up. He's been getting around.
Getting around. Anyways,
Kinsey, have you watched any of our shows yet?
I think I watched like the first little bit of the first one.
Okay, so this is apropos.
yep.
Whatever.
I don't know what you're trying to say at all.
This is what it's like. This is
what
what it's
it's
like to be on our show.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
and that's the only story I want to say. You get it.
Okay.
Get it. Mace.
Get it. Yeah.
Get it.
So we got Kinzey here. Kinzelicious. I drive the brothers crazy. I do it on the daily.
I was trying, but I actually didn't know what we were singing. I was
Kinzelicious.
That's what I got. Now I'm with you. I just joined the party.
Oh, love it. Love
Just
it.
join the party.
Yeah. No, she is our first guest. We're so excited that you're here, Kinzey. Really. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
super
you. Thank you
excited.
for doing this with us today.
Yes, I have to get up so early
I
at 9 a.m.
know.
to drive home.
Oh, God.
Shoot.
9 a.m.
Yeah. That's true.
Anyways, so this is Kelly's firstborn.
Yep.
Only little baby girl. Big girl, baby girl.
My only princess.
Yep. Number
That's my
one.
girl.
She's the number one.
Ain't first, you're last.
That's right. Shake and bake.
I hope you guys watch movies or you're just like, what the fuck are they talking
yeah.
about? Oh, Kinsey, we cuss on this.
Yeah.
She is also of cussing age. She might not be of drinking age, but she's of cussing age. She has been for a long time now.
I mean,
What have you taught your little brothers?
I haven't taught them anything.
Oh, okay.
I beg to differ. The jury's out on that because I think that there's actual evidence, photographic evidence.
I have a video from 2 days ago.
Put it up here, Cal.
Yeah.
Of
They're
what?
like,
That was Dad. Dad taught wit and fuck.
Maybe it might have been
Yeah.
Dad. I think we all
but this is the
reinforced
one
it.
you taught Quincy.
Oh.
Yeah, you did teach.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was he tried
So-
so hard.
Number
That can't
one.
do that.
You're number one.
If you're not watching, she's flipping the bird. The middle
Flipping
finger
the bird.
is fully extended while all 3 fingers and
Yeah,
thumb
do
is
you
downwards
do you do
motion.
it like this or like do you see those people that do it like this?
Kinzey
is
does.
Oh yep, you do. And see, I do
finger
it like
grabber.
this, and the thumbs are out.
Yeah,
but
I'm-
she's like
that's more
all
aesthetic.
finger grabbing and back.
Yeah.
So
So
I
it's
like
like,
to do it like aggressively.
That does feel
so
aggressive.
I shake a little.
oh yeah. So she grabs all the fingers. Megs and I do a half bend at the knuckles.
Yeah, this is like I feel like this is 90s.
It's probably indication of our age.
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, we should start asking people how do you flip the bird?
Yeah, we
and
have
see
to-
if it's
and what's
like
your age?
What's a consensus? Is it generational?
It probably is. We're gonna ask in the group.
Now she's
Doing
calling her crips.
doing some gang signs.
Heart.
Oh, that's what she meant. Also, maybe that's generational too. that is telling about our
okay.
era.
So-
what do you? Kins, just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Kinzey. What else do you want me to say? Like an interview? Like what I say in an interview when someone asks me?
Let's do that.
I'm a junior at Colorado State University studying business, marketing, and...
Great.
Crushing.
That's kind of really where I stop.
Those are all great things to know.
You're probably hired on the spot every single time.
I've actually been turned down twice in the last week.
Anything else you need to know about me, or are we done here? Send me. Did you want to pay me for today too before you put me on payroll?
Right? Yeah.
Give me some cash.
Listen, you asked me to be here.
You told me to come in for the interview.
Google me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking for the person. Here I am. What else do you need?
That's going to be your next technique when you go to your next interview, baby girl. I call her baby girl. I will never stop. She's going to be 40, and I'm going to be like, my baby girl's having baby girls.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, that's going to be special when that starts happening.
I know.
Can you imagine?
No time soon.
No time soon. No.
We have time. We have so much time before that time.
Yeah, just wait till you're 40 like me.
Yep.
Well, probably will have to.
Oh, man. Okay.
So we're going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
And you're going to answer those questions. And I think that we should do our absolute best to use every slang word that we know, that we've learned from the hip-hoppities.
The hip-hop anonymous days.
Hip-hop anonymous.
So that this interview doesn't sound sus.
Yeah,
We got to make sure.
Yeah, we don't want to be cringe.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Okay.
It's horrible because those aren't even like current words.
Yeah, but
Are you sure?
are they? What maybe if we air this in 2026, but right today, super relevant.
Yep. If today was yesterday.
It would be.
Okay, anyways, I want to just get right into this.
You do it.
Kinz, I'm going to ask you your very first question. Okay. So you're 20 years old, right?
Yep.
How old were you when Jace was born?
2.
Okay.
I have to think about that a little.
Oh, that's
one.
fun. So you're the older. How do you like being the oldest sister?
It's definitely got some perks and some downsides because you get in trouble for everything. However,
Test
I
baby.
didn't know how to be an older sister with Jace, I realized.
Well, you
was-
weren't that much older than
True.
Jace, so
But
yeah.
since the little boys are born, I feel like I actually know how to be an older sister now, which is super sick. But
What recommendation would you give to a kid who was gonna, like, how do you be a good older sister?
just don't be a bitch. That's 24/7. Don't steal all of their savings.
Yeah.
Maybe don't make them like pay you to play with them.
Yeah.
Those are all good advices.
What about dressing them up like little girls? Do you recommend yes or no?
I feel like that was fine. I feel
Yeah.
like that was where we connected.
Yeah,
But
I
other
did
than
that. I did that too with my brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of just left him for the wolves.
How much money do you
This
think
is
you've
Jace?
stolen from Jace over the last 20 years, 18 years since he's given
Yeah.
to us? Just like,
That's a nice
it.
round number.
I don't know because there was one time I still deny this to this day.
Okay.
So
She's
don't-
lying. Just so you know, this is a total lie story.
I think
but
there's like solid wad of cash up in our old house. I don't know how much was in it, so definitely that whole thing.
if you had to
And
guess.
it
If you
was-
had to guess.
300 is what my guess would be.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a
how did
nice
he get
chunk
that?
of change.
Because I didn't have that much money. How did he get that?
Well, then you all of a sudden you did have that much money.
He's a saver. He's always been a saver.
That's a lie because now I'm the saver and he's not the saver.
True. He has spent $7,000 since starting school.
That's insane.
Like, where'd all your money go, bro?
That's crazy. But so probably like that, and then like, I mean, just like change here and there when he wanted to hang out. So probably like $350.
So when you say when he wanted to hang out, you used to like charge him a fee?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, you know the game
I don't
Airplane?
think that's bad advice.
No. What's the airplane?
yeah, what's the airplane game?
Well, I'd pretend I was a machine and that would be dead, and in order to like become like alive, he would have to
operate.
give me
Some change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'd just like die out of nowhere, so he'd have to like
That seems fair. That seems like you're just teaching him the way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that also led you into business and marketing. I mean, that sounds great. That's
Yeah.
a great, you're like, I'm going to start making money. I'm going to be
Put that
innovative.
on your application. It's like, I started a business, my first one when I was 6, and it was an airplane factory.
Actually, multiple businesses, because do you remember when Sadie, Jace, and I took cereal from our pantry and were selling handfuls of it up and down our street.
Genius, you guys.
You got so mad at us
I don't remember that at all.
because we were going in people's houses.
Yeah, so she got mad because you were going into people's houses, not because you were selling cereal.
I was like, please sell the cereal. That's a great business opportunity.
Yeah, so you guys were young entrepreneurs.
So Jason and I used to dress up. Well, I used to make him dress up as me, and I would put him in a dress and heels and then a ponytail. Like, we had this, like, really big, long, like, fake ponytail. And then I would put, like, boy shorts on and, like, a T-shirt and then, like, make myself look all dirty. And then
Boys are dirty.
Because boys' faces are dirty.
we would walk
Always.
around the open space and try to trick people into thinking we were each other.
And did it ever work?
Well, we didn't see people ever, so we would just walk around the open space.
Man, but that's... Okay, first of all, you guys do look alike.
Yes.
Like, I could, especially as young children, only 2 years apart.
Yeah.
I bet you probably could have tricked somebody if there was ever another soul in the open space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
And you guys got to play in the open space. Like, that was so
know.
cool 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
I know.
Yeah, there's always coyotes and stuff, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No other parents would let anybody go, but you would always let us go.
I would, and multiple kids did get attacked.
By
That is-
coyotes?
Yeah, mostly dogs, but, like, there was, like, 2 kids, I think.
Cool.
What?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
They were tinier, though, than you,
Yeah,
I think.
they were like little children.
Fat shaming me.
But also how fun, like that is just like, that is one thing that is so awesome about letting your kids just play. Just be. Like, how fun. Like, what an imaginary, fun little game to play with your little brother. Like, you're going to wear this ponytail, and I'm going to put dirt on my face. And then we're going to go walk around the open space. And if anyone talks to us, I'm Jace and you're Kinzey.
Let's do it. Kinzey, tell them about your fashion when you were younger. Ooh. Because you're still into fashion now. Like, you are a fashionista.
You are.
Like, look at her. She's adorable.
These are my mom's jeans. I just told her she lost them.
There's no way those are my favorite.
But I'm taking them.
I will fuck.
But I think that I've been, what's it called? Where you like
A fashionista?
you like are experimenting until this last year. Because
19 years of experimentation around fashion.
yeah.
Yeah, trying to like find your own style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like last year it was
still
probably at the worst it's ever been. Or 2 years ago, freshman year, was like the most disgusting outfits that I could ever be seen in. And I just wore them out. Because I dressed like a man, kind of, and wear bandanas.
That doesn't sound disgusting. That sounds kind of cool.
Was.
I mean, but I think that's part of the expression of experimentation.
Yes.
Is you got to try disgusting men fashion.
It definitely started like fourth grade, because I remember asking you if I could start wearing makeup in 4th grade, and then you would let me leave the house with like eyeliner all the way under my eyes. I used to wear like boy shorts.
Like basketball shorts?
Almost, except they're like
Jams?
no.
Like khaki?
They're like almost like parachute pants, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then
Of course I do.
like-
I'm-
Yeah, so boy
Parachute.
length, and then like the tiniest top, and then like neon bandana.
nice.
I
Got
like
so many boys to fall in love with me freshman year.
I bet.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
They were like, I love your shorts.
those
Can we be in love? And then can I borrow those shorts?
Literally.
Can you leave them in my house one night?
People could come
Instead
stay
of
with
you- tomorrow?
Instead of you stealing their hoodies, they were stealing your clothes.
Exactly. Yes, this actually did happen.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of fashion, would you present these which you made for Megs and I? So we wear necklaces now. If you guys have not watched.
Oh, you can't even see mine
I
today.
don't
It's
want
all
to present
hidden.
them.
Well, this is special. I didn't put one on because I forgot we were doing this. So
These are donuts.
okay, so let's just present. You describe your donut necklace to the people who don't have
And then like a wing.
Like a chicken leg?
a turkey
Yes.
leg.
These are my donuts for me?
I'm gonna describe mine.
For me?
For me. Mine, she presented to the boys last night. She's like, it's a turkey leg. And I said, well, it looks like one ball sack or full scrotum ball sack. Either
With
way.
a peen.
Yeah. It's
A double-headed peen.
a double-headed peen. And I'm going to wear it proudly. Let me just slip her on right now.
And mine looks like the way my boobs used to look in my 20s.
Yeah. My 20-year-old.
Straight on nippies. Straight instead of
Downwards.
they're like this. I got a little
I know.
boobies for my boobies.
Kinzey, thank you for our fashion
You're the best.
support.
I didn't actually know they were going to be worn on the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there they
that's,
are.
Yeah, that obviously that's a must. It was really part of the incentive of getting everything set up like we did.
Oh, yeah.
Love this.
All right,
Well,
Kinz.
they hit right where my boobs hit now.
They touch your belly button. That's so perfect. Oh my gosh.
Kinzey,
I
how
wish
did
mine
you
could go that low.
know? They will someday. Don't worry, honey.
Oh, good.
Just wait.
Do your boobs hang low? Do they
Wobble to the road. Can you tie 'em in a knot? Can you tie 'em in a bow? I can.
I remember that playing one time outside here, and we had to like cover our ears because we couldn't
Here,
listen to it.
Yeah,
The boob song?
Yeah.
I thought it was the kids song is about ears.
it is. Your ears hang low. It's
Yeah.
a rabbit one.
Oh,
I think
a
it's funny that
rabbit.
like, I mean, not like sorry,
I'm gonna take that.
same time, but like when you guys were raising
Sorry about
us,
that, guys. We have mic issues.
you were in like the same like you were kind of like I am right now, same like maturity level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh.
Sadie and I think about like how like we were just kind of there, but you guys were still like 20-year-old partying, like growing up.
I love all of this straight out telling on Cal today.
I mean,
Not like no,
No, I
feel
know.
like I had like the best childhood ever growing up because we would like
That's awesome.
it was like they were having their parties and then it was like we were having our parties like
Right.
upstairs and then we'd like we get to like spy on you guys
Yeah.
and like
doesn't
do
spy?
concerts
It's the
in the
best.
basement. So it was like
That's
growing
cool.
up together.
Yeah, and I think that that's really a cool way to grow up because even though it's like, you think of party, but it's like there's just a lot of friends around.
Yeah.
So your mom's friends, your dad's friends are all there. They're having a great time. You're watching your parents just have
Yeah.
fun. And
Yeah.
then also they all have kids too. So now it's like you get to have all your friends or your parents, these kids that have become your friends because they're your parents' friends' kids. Like, isn't that awesome?
The funniest thing too is like I don't think I knew what alcohol was until I was like 16 almost.
Yeah.
So like
And-
I don't know. It wasn't like
it wasn't like we were trying to like be so like strict that it created a desire or a want for different things.
Yeah.
We just were ourselves, but creating, like I like what you said, a fun atmosphere, encouraging socialization. So for like those of us parents who don't socialize, then
You better start.
well, and think about how that makes your kids feel, just kind of like they don't have their group or circles. And we talk a lot about finding communities so that your kids can have friends too, because that's really important.
Well, and I think
that.
one really important thing about raising kids is being yourself and teaching by example. Like I feel like you learn more by watching someone do something, or especially your parents. Like you learn more by watching your parents and their friends and saying like, I love that, or I want to be like that.
Or I
Instead of
don't like it.
Or I don't like it,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be
Yeah.
like that. Instead of them sitting you down and being like, Kinzey, this is how you make friends.
yeah.
And this is how you be a good friend. And
Yeah.
like, no, you just got to watch that happen. And then it's like, that's
Definitely.
amazing. Yeah.
I think that we were just talking about this lately. Like,
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that like grew up with like really strict like rules and like telling like they told their kids like what to do and like how to act and like all that stuff. And we were just talking about how like I don't know how you like raised Jason and I so good because like it's not like you ever sat us down and were like, don't be mean to people and stuff like that. It was just like natural to like be a good person. And then it's really weird seeing like kids that grew up not like that because it's like, how can you be so mean?
yeah, right?
She really called me. She's like, Mom, how did you raise like 4 kind kids? Because Quincy had just received an award at school, and like they called him
Not
into the
prideful, not out of pride. I'm not that nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, you absolutely are. But no,
You are.
I mean, she just brought it to the attention of like how I know that you're thinking about the way that you want to mother your kids
Yeah.
at some point, and like how do you raise nice humans? And my only explanation, we can all share, is that you lead from example and you
Yeah.
show up to life with kindness. And if people watch you consistently, that's going to be the only way they know how to show up,
Yeah.
which does make you wonder when kids are, I think the example I gave Kinzey was I saw this family where like literally you could see the bitterness, like the bitter beer face, the unhappiness from the grandma to the mom And then the kid, like, my heart, I was just like, I wanted to go scoop her up and put her in my car, because I could already see that it was starting to form on her face. And just the way they spoke to each other, the way they were showing up. And that was a very small interaction, but it's just a great example of how who you're being is influencing your kids to be who they're going to be now until they learn how to be something else from someone else.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I, like, literally right after that, I was at Walmart and I heard this, like, lady yelling at her, like, 2-year-old, and was like, "You never listen," and, like, just, like, screaming at her kid, and was like, "I should have left you in the car with your dad," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Yeah,
this is so sad.
Yeah, kids will be, especially young kids, they will be what you tell them they are. So if you are saying, "You're such a bad kid," or "You're so ornery," or, like, "You never listen," well, guess what? They are going to be bad kids, and they aren't going to listen because you're telling them that that's what they are. Yeah. So I think the way you speak to anyone in your life, but especially your children, and the way you show up as a person in life is a walking example for your child to find the human that they want to become as well.
I was just gonna say one thing about, like, how to maybe show up differently in those conversations, because, like, our kids they are assholes sometimes. So, like, but you can't just, like, say that to them. But they aren't that. They aren't owning that behavior, just like we are not sadness, or we've talked about we're not depression, but you are experiencing that. So it's like, you know what? You're acting a little bit inappropriate right now. So sharing with them that their behaviors are not who they are, but it's just a behavior that they're choosing. And I know, like, as a 3-year-old, they're probably like, I don't even know, like, understand. But our words are so powerful if you just reframe how you're conversating with them, and just share, like, hey, you know what? You're acting a little bit angry heart or naughty right now. Let's go ahead and work on our behavior, because that's not who you are. You are a happy, kind, good boy.
Yes.
Kins.
I was just talking with someone about how you become, like, your 2 closest friends or your 3 closest friends, and I guess you do spend, like, the most time with, like, my mom and my dad, my brothers, sisters.
But well, and that's so true. You do start to become who you surround yourself with, even because then you're putting yourself into situations that, like, it's a butterfly effect. I mean, I think that's the way too, even with, like, your parents and you're spilling over into everything that you do. So now that you're an adult and you've had this really successful foundation, and now you are growing up and finding friends of your own, and you're spilling into your friends now too, just like you were saying. I have friends who are really strict, and they're like, some of them are having a hard time or whatever, but here you are pouring into them, showing them that it doesn't have to be that way, you know.
To be clear, really cool this is not about Ella or Sadie, just letting you know.
Disclaimer, Ella and Sadie, if you're listening,
you're off the hook.
Not about you.
You guys are aces.
Not everything is about you.
Everybody else, though, everybody else that Kinzey knows,
everyone else, we're talking about you for sure. Did you want to say any other names? Just
I actually wrote them all down. Let me read this list.
But what I was gonna talk about is Dad literally had me doing like affirmations from like age like 3 every time he would like tuck me in.
John Carroll?
Yes, but like not actual affirmations. He would come into my room at night and like he would do like his good night routine, and then he would like
tell us what it was. Tell us the good night routine.
Yeah. Well, he would just come in and then he would say like, "Who's the most beautiful girl in the world?" And he'd make me say that I am. And he'd be like, "Who's the smartest girl in the world?" And make me say I am. And then like a bunch of like a whole long list. And he'd be like, "Love you, princess. Good night."
I'm gonna cry. I am crying, actually.
Yeah.
John Carroll, if you ever watch this episode, I love you so much.
Cal
every
just
night.
Fell even harder in love with you right
now.
You should start doing that for Cal every night.
Thank you, John. Would you do that?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think sometimes dads treat their daughters different, because I haven't seen him do that. Maybe a couple times with the boys, but it's just not the same, or he hasn't made it a point to.
But like I like search for like someone like my dad and like a partner, you know what I mean? So like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for the girls that don't have that.
Yeah. Connection to your dad's huge.
Yeah. I don't know.
And just watching like your strength and independence. And here's another thing about like how you show up when you're being raised is a lot of times we're not strong enough to stand in our own. And that's something huge that I've seen from you, Kinzey, is that you do stand in your own so that you pour into others.
I've been forced to.
What do you think that there's anything that like has encouraged you to do that?
Like standing on my own?
Yeah. Instead of morphing into like
following the crowd kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've always been like like wanted to be like pretty different than people, but it was like out of like wanting to like be like prideful or like better than people.
Yeah.
So then like last year, like really finding Christ, I like stepped into like this humble version of being different and like walking a different way, I guess. And like I've had to like really learn to separate like the pride in that, because you can be super prideful in being different. And I think that's something that you definitely taught me, because a lot of people think it's bad to be different, but like I saw like overly good in being different, I guess.
Yeah.
So then like stepping into that like was definitely hard at first, but like I know that I don't want my life to look like a lot of the people that like act differently than me, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the biggest thing. And then independence wise, like definitely Christ, and like definitely like being like alone, not alone, but like single now has like shown me like, oh, like I'm, first of all, I'm like cool here. Like I can do things by myself and like I'll be fine. And then also like I know what I want, I guess. So it's like I'm going to be independent until I get what I want. Or like I'll still be independent, but like I can wait.
Yeah.
I guess I can be patient.
You're not going to settle.
Yeah.
And we've talked about like friendships and relationships, settling in those different things.
Definitely relationships too, not just like, or like friendships too, not just like the
all
relationship
of it.
piece.
Yeah.
In our inner community. I mean, because it is so easy to settle. And if you become the people that you're around and you're around somebody like, you know, I like parts of you, but I'm just not totally into the full vibe. It's okay. We've talked about this a lot. It's okay to step into other, like intentionally seeking other relationships and friendships that are going to serve you differently. And it doesn't mean that those other humans are, that doesn't say anything about them. It just means that you guys aren't really a good, like total good fit.
Right.
You're the partial fit.
Yeah.
Well, like the people that I like know will pull me up, they can know like the depths of like my soul, I guess, in a way. Just because like not even on purpose, I feel like people who like don't have the capability and like the emotional intelligence to do that, they like start preying on your downfall right away when you like tell them, like not even on purpose, but like
it's all they know.
Yeah.
It's the only way they know how to show up for somebody. Because life and relationships are not all or nothing.
Yeah.
There are people who you're going to come into your life and they serve a purpose and they serve a place in that moment, and then they maybe need to leave. Or you might have a friend that you connect with every couple months and it's fun and you catch up and it's great. You know, it's like,
my gosh,
it doesn't have
shout
to be.
out.
Shout it out.
Shout it out.
Shout. Let it all out.
Go. We have to sing once every 10 minutes or we don't get our sponsorships.
It's like there's
From where?
Who's going to sponsor these beautiful voices?
MTV.
Yeah.
This is my crib. Sorry.
We're going to do a This Is My... We'll do cribs once. You can
Yeah,
walk us
show
through.
everybody you guys have said.
Yeah.
But actual cribs, just like baby cribs. Okay, keep going,
funny.
kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This was just like straight a gift from God, this friendship. But I decided to go on like this conference retreat. We went to Iowa and we just like were learning about Christ and God, and then meeting a bunch of people, and got randomly roomed with this one girl. And just like immediately she like has like an amazing spirit of discernment, was like praying over me the whole trip, because I just recently like gone through something that like was really hard, and I've never gone through something like that before. And like the whole time she was like leaning in, like putting her hand on my back, praying over me. She does this to this day. Like we've been friends for probably a month. At church, every time we pray, she like puts her hand on my back and is praying over me. And like, oh my gosh, definitely like she's like one of the people that I open up like the depths, because like I know she's not judging it, and I know she only is trying to serve versus like use like my situation for her gain, I guess. And like honestly is like pushed me to like want to be like that for other girls, I guess. So
You know what that reminds me of is we were talking about fashion earlier, and is how you have to like try on different things to really figure out who you are, and we're always continuously changing and trying on new styles. It's the same thing with our relationships and friendships, because with every outfit you're like, oh yeah, those baggy like jorts, those are not working for me anymore. But I tried them on.
Worked for me freshman year.
I tried them on, and now I'm going to move on to something different. And the same thing with friendships. You're like, you know what, that I just don't blend quite well with a person who likes to X, Y, or Z. You know, and then finding someone like, yes, like when I find somebody who's going to pray over me and be with me on this experience and
Yeah.
have a shared faith and religion and devotion. Like that's something that's an outfit I want to have. I want to roll.
I want to wear this outfit for sure. I look good in this.
Yeah.
Because if she's showing up to be only of positive mind with you every time, like that's pretty awesome. I mean, and that doesn't mean like that you can't share negative things together, but like for her to be for you, she is for you and you are for her. There's no, you know, there's no, whatever the freaking word is.
If you guys haven't noticed, as a 20-year-old, I don't know, somebody might be like, is she really only 20? But it's always amazed me how forward, and again, I know that you're very humble, Ken, so this is not like prideful again, but like you just have developed some different habits and a way of being that's much more similar to me in my mid-30s. I feel like that's when I was really discovering some of those tools.
Yeah.
Would you share some of the different things that have, like, part of your routine that's positively impacted you as a woman?
Well, like, the first thing I feel like that, like, led to, like, kind of growth and, like, maturity is, like, how much suffering God trusted me with at, like, such a young age, which is such a stupid thing to say because, like, it was not, like, I had this crazy amount of suffering growing up, but it was, like, definitely more intense than most kids have to go through, and, like, a lot of different things. But, so, like, hitting those lows and, like, literally having to, like, climb my way out has been like how I built all my routines.
Well, can you just like, you don't have to dive into a low, but like what's something that was challenging for you?
Yeah, and how did it help you develop a routine? Like what was the routine it helped you develop?
Yeah. So like I guess like quitting gymnastics. Gymnastics was definitely like a trauma builder, and not in a bad way. It like made me who I am, but like quitting, getting like, or like having a lot of issues with food, and then like that turning into like a deep depression. I hit that rock bottom, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be journaling, and oh my gosh, I need to be like praying every night, or oh my gosh, like I need to be like going on runs in the morning and like stuff like that, seeking like therapy, like going to like a bunch of therapists. Seeing the light in every situation too is like a big part of my routine.
Yeah.
But I definitely like from that became like a glass overflowing type person. I watched you like have all of those things, so it was so easy to grab onto it. Like most people are like, I don't have like the discipline to journal every night, and like for me it was like, well, I've been journaling, like I have done it before, it just has to be something that I do every night and stuff like that. Or like reading, it's like I didn't have to go out and buy books because like we already have this whole library of books that like I could just like tap into.
She goes to school and I'm like, I feel like I'm missing 18 books. And I think that this is just a great time to point out for you guys as mothers how you're showing up to your life, that your babies really are watching. And I think sometimes, like you were saying earlier, Megan, it's like you might be super frustrated and short on temper and not practicing any sort of self-care in journaling or reading or exercise or whatever that is. And then you tell your kids, though, like, hey, you know what, though? What I heard is that you should probably start journaling each night, and that's going to support you. But when you're not leading from the front, your kids are noticing, and they notice how you language. They notice how you gossip. They notice how you bitch, moan, whine, complain. They notice all of the different things, and they also notice when you're doing the good pieces. Yeah.
And like actually like a fulfilled person versus like an empty person, like how I describe it to people. Like the like root of my testimony is before it was like I had this like deep rooted emptiness that I was like constantly trying to fill myself up, and no matter how like happy I could be, no matter how like good the situation was, there was always this emptiness. And then post, it's like no matter what I'm going through, I have like this deep rooted fullness, I guess. And it's like out of that outpour that I feel like I do have like a different like glow and show up.
It's amazing. That's an amazing way to put it. Great job.
And you think about like somebody who's like attempting or doing those things just from a space of emptiness. You can fill the moments, you can fill the time with gratitude, with all the things we've just listed. But if it's coming from that space, then it's going to be, it's like a chore every single moment. But like once you found Christ and you were full of Christ, that just like has poured out for you.
Yeah. That's the foundation that you're starting from. Now, which is incredible, you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that baby girl.
I know.
I love
Gosh,
her so
dang.
much.
I can see why.
I remember like junior year when everything was really, really bad, I would like write down things that I could do to pass time, and I'd get so overwhelmed with not having things to do that it would like send me spiraling. And now like I'm so full that like sitting and doing nothing is like enough, I guess.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I have lists of like hundreds of things that like I could paint my nails, I could read like these books, and then I would just like, it was never enough.
You were buying books in order to find out how to fill your time. We have a bunch of them down there.
Yeah.
I don't even remember those. One thing that actually reminds me of is your love for music. I just wanted to ask you about that, because some women are out there trying to find their person and their hobbies and things that they really just make them feel full and alive.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to like hear about your relationship with music and some different skill sets you've developed, because I think that's motivating.
That's a hard question. Last year I gave up like super intense music in the gym when I started listening to worship music. And that's really like washed scripture over my mind, I guess, in a sense. So like now when you're put in a situation, what you know and what you've heard and what like is in you is what comes up to like not fight the situation, but like how to like show up to the situation. So like music has helped prepare me, I guess, in a sense, for every situation. And it's also like not like biblical music wise, but like I definitely could just sit in bed all day and listen to pretty beautiful music because it like definitely just like brings my soul a lot of peace. I think that like especially like going through Misophonia, music became something that like I like needed. It was something that like attached itself to me because I constantly needed something in my ears. So like
Can you tell people what that is in case they don't know what that is?
Yeah. I think that like I don't even know the definition. It's like a deep-rooted like disgust for like certain noises, so much so that like there's an emotional reaction that you can't control.
Yeah, I think that's a great definition. Yeah.
So like the first time I like noticed it was during COVID when everybody was like inside, and it's like the people that you're stuck inside with, these little annoyances, like they can build.
Constantly you have to be by these people.
Yes.
Yeah. They're always around.
Yeah.
The reaction to the noise, it's like just noise and then like
pain.
Yeah. Like a bad pain too. Like, I don't know.
Like somewhere specific in your body?
And so like I guess it does happen in like certain parts, and like when I was going through therapy for it, we actually had like, to like identify the parts, and I had to get this app and like, record gross noises. And
so it like immersion therapy.
Yes. Yeah. Almost after you do a lot of other stuff first, because it can make it so much worse if like you're like trying to like strong arm through it. But like you would have to listen to really peaceful music, and then it would like come in for a second, and then like my mom would be massaging my shoulders, and I would like be listening to like her like eat a carrot or something, and it sounds so like,
so you could experience a different feeling with a bad sound.
So like learning to like stop that response, and it's something I still deal with, like
I'm sure
not as often and not as bad, because shout out Tom Dozier.
Hey, Tom,
really expensive therapist. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
Wink. But like, he's in California.
Tom.
Find him online.
Yeah.
Dozier. Dozier.
That's when I just like was constantly listening to podcasts, like Novo More, like the really peaceful music, because I had to like, I couldn't have any sort of like tension with sound, because otherwise it would turn into a sound that I couldn't listen to.
And a lot of us we've had to retrain our central nervous system for something, and this one is a sound-specific item, which more people have this disease than know
That's
about
why
it.
I think it got so bad during COVID, because nobody knew what it was, and then it was just like
I think a lot of things got really bad
other.
during COVID.
Yeah.
I think it was so intensified because I think fear was up, stress was up, and then on top of that, you're being forced to be constantly in a space with other people. No getaway.
Yeah.
You know? So, I can see why it got so intense during that time. I feel like, there's definitely times when people are like chewing, and I'm like,
and it's because it's normal noises, so it's not like a baby screaming or something like the nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah, something that people wouldn't be adverse.
I have a good example.
Yeah,
there was this one thing that it doesn't bother me anymore, but it was the sound of specifically my mom putting a cup on a table like that, and in the morning when I was doing school, because I like dropped out of like regular high school. But I was doing school like at 6 a.m.
drop out, but it was
She came downstairs and put like a cup on the table, and I remember immediately starting just like bawling, crying, and it was like nothing to do with like my mother being my mother. It was just like, I was just fucked up.
The cup equaled physical pain, which equaled tears, and it's hard.
Yeah, that's got to be a really hard thing to navigate through in your mind for you.
Yeah. Also, when
why is that bother? Why is that, and not even, maybe even asking yourself that question, but just losing it because your mom put a cup on that's got to be rough.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely like, it doesn't bother me anymore.
That's amazing.
No, I'll just keep drinking. Bang, bang. Now I just drink really fast. It's fine.
No, but I mean, it's like taught me so much too. Like, I'm gonna suffer on this side of heaven, I guess. So it's like, why do I have to judge my suffering? Even though, I don't know, that's been like coming to terms with it is like, I can't judge the way that I suffer because I didn't choose I didn't choose it. It's just like having to go through it and being changed for the better, even though I don't know.
Learning that there's perseverance no matter what for all of us. We're all going to go through something that we get to persevere, but a lot of times it feels like we have to. But it's we get to,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's like what I've been like kind of studying recently is like how like our suffering is something that we were trusted with. Because like if we were supposed to go through it, then God knew that I would cling to him in it. Mm-hmm. So it's like I got to go through all this stuff because he knew that I could handle it. And I actually watched this in a show once. It was like this guy who was disabled and like God or Jesus was like, I could heal you right now, but how much more influential is it that you still show up and you still love me and you still do all the things like with this? Like how many people do you think that I trust this with? Same with like Witten. God trusts Witten with cancer. God trusts you to be a mom of like a child with cancer.
Yeah.
Because nobody else could handle or like
and a big sister.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
We like, I think during our journey, that was one part that was difficult. Like, even though we were wrapped around all these different positive behaviors and different forms of coping, but like to actually think about, okay, God chose this for this baby. And at first it was like, ooh, but then it was like, no, this is like the journey that he's meant to be on and that we're meant to be on. Yeah. And when we choose to show up to life with a coming from a positive and faithful space, we have the power to be able to support people and influence people in a positive way because he trusted us with that.
When people ask me about Witten, I tell them that like none of us other siblings could do it. Like Witten was the one that could handle going through chemo, like, and has become kinder and like sweeter because of it.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I couldn't have done it. I know that like Quincy could not have handled that.
He can't even go to the doctors and like
so like
get his knee knocked.
Like no. God was like, yeah, this 2-year-old, I've equipped it to handle this.
Yeah.
So
I have a really good question that
you go ahead. I'm enjoying just listening to you.
Because Kinz is just, we've talked about so many of your traits. So you're talking to a bunch of moms right here. What would you, if you could give them a couple suggestions of things to do and not to do in motherhood that you think might be supportive?
Yeah. I feel like the first thing is to not take everything like that your kid is doing to you personally, because I feel like I dealt with so much like grief that like I treated my mom so poorly when I was going through a bunch of stuff, and like you being you didn't take anything personally because I needed you. So like I still do every day. So like not taking what your kid says personally to you, because it really probably is just like a trauma response to like stuff they're going through. And that's still stuff that I deal with like today, because I was so mean like in that time, I guess.
Honey, we all go through
it.
So don't let that be like, you don't take it personal either. But what an amazing gift that you just shared for a lot of people. So yeah.
And I think definitely just like leading by example, like your kid's going to be who you are. So if you don't know who you are, and if you like, I don't know, people say like you get like so like wrapped up in being a mom, but like, I mean, I see you as my mom, but I see you as so much like more than my mom. So like, I know that like who I'm becoming is like, I'm excited to become like you, I guess. And I'm not just excited to like be a mom. I'm excited to like become like who you are as like a person. So I guess lead by example, and if like your kid's acting a certain way, then maybe you need to like show up a different way, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really important thing to say to the people in the back. Listen up. You're not just a mom. And you shouldn't define yourself as, I'm just a mom. Like, I think it's so important to be you and to nourish and feed and water yourself especially after you become a mom. That's one of the hardest things I think to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're hearing it from the
Yeah.
horse's mouth.
Well, if you
Not
didn't like
whore's mouth, horses.
if you didn't water yourself and like fill yourself up, then like me leaving this house and like going up to school, I wouldn't know how to water myself, I guess.
Yeah.
So like maybe you didn't make us lunches growing up, but
Yeah,
like
you
I
weren't a
learned how
Pinterest
to
mom?
Yeah, I learned how to do it myself. And like that's like a really stupid example.
It's
But,
not
like,
stupid. That's a great example.
Yeah.
She really did lead you to be self-sufficient human, which I think is an important
Yeah.
thing to do for your kids.
And also myself. Like I
Yeah.
never felt like I had to like be a certain way. So
She just supported who you were.
yeah. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
My last piece of advice is to make your child get a job if they have time, because up until my sophomore year of college, I didn't think I was capable of getting a job. That's my one thing I wish I did.
That I would have done differently is support you in like pushing you to get a job. And it was a challenging time because there was like COVID.
Well, it was like not possible, and it was like gymnastics, but like that's my one piece of advice, because that was like a big mental block I had to break through.
Yeah.
I really I mean, I hear that for sure. And I learned a lot from that for your baby brothers to make sure like it was like, okay, we need to make sure we do that. Because that relationship with working and finances was, I think, more challenging at that time.
Yeah.
So, could you just call me out on anything that'd be fun to call me out on? Like the green
Yeah, like-
bean or
oh,
just
okay,
say some
yes,
funny
yes.
Shit, yeah.
real
So,
motherhood. What was Callie really like as a mom?
I know.
I mean, okay, this is hard. If we wanted to have like any snacks or watch cartoons, we had to have either a bowl of peas or a bowl of green beans. And me and Sadie used to lock my brother in his room and make him eat all of them so that we could have whatever we wanted.
Oh, we're out of peas.
Well, but and this is my defense mode is because you lay him in bed and then 2 minutes later, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But you just fed him dinner. I was like, if you're
Yeah.
hungry, then you'll eat green beans. Like then you can go have some. And they'd be like, okay. And they would go eat a can of cold green beans.
Yeah, sometimes when we wanted to sleep with my mom, she wouldn't let us. We'd have to sleep on the floor next to her because like she wouldn't make us sleep in our rooms. But
That's old mom versus new mom.
Yeah.
You guys got screwed on that.
I used to do that for my mom.
One,
me too.
take your kid to
Lay in
work
the
day.
bed. I mean, then.
One, take your kid to work day. We thought it was going to be so fun because when my dad did it, he would just take us and get us a bunch of, like, junk food and let us play on, like, his phone and stuff. When we did it with my mom, she made us get up at 6 a.m., drink a whole glass of green tea as, like, a child.
Caffeinated.
And then
The most caffeinated tea there is.
insane workout. This insane workout she forced. She's like, if you're going to...
Take the day off of school. You're going to learn what we
Yeah,
did.
she made us lead a workout.
They had to go to the gym. They had to do sales calls with me. Yeah, Kinzey had to lead from 6 a.m. Our last class was at 6 p.m. and she had to lead the 6 p.m. class.
Wow.
It
At
was
the end
really
of the
fun.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
it was
Like, this is really what work is.
I really did work like 18-hour
Yeah.
days. So we only did probably maybe a 14-hour day, but I made him do the full 14 hours.
Yeah. I remember the green tea was horrible.
Yeah.
That's it's like I have a specific memory of like wanting to throw
The
up
taste
drinking
of it.
that.
Yeah. It does taste like dirt, kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it now, but we had to
Same.
finish it.
But as a child.
I think Jace might have went to school.
No,
He's like, I'm going to not go.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe this is like a second time.
Yeah, probably. But
didn't
we have
wanna-
this. I'm going to share. There's going to be a video that comes right here of the kids counting up their cash at the end of the day because I did also let them keep their cash in pocket because I made like $1 per hour during that time because it was out of
Awesome.
sales. So this is what they got to experience right here.
So my name is Kinzey. And my name is Jace Warren Carroll. And we're going to be teaching you about to make money and be healthy and stay strong. And how this is the best take your kid day to work day ever. To train. To work out and teach people like fitness and do. We had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I trained. Did that twice. And just to let you know, if your mom's a personal trainer and she drinks green tea, make sure to not go, like, she gives you green tea. We had a shake. vitamins, tablets. We went to J Studio. We hang out and told people, like, talk to people and talk. We set out flyers to people. It's card marketing. I like it. The most fun part to me was getting on the top of the bending machine. It helped me with my workout. And also, I like seeing the little 10-year-old boys working at Subway. My favorite thing was actually, what was it? I was gonna say, when we got home and we made a video of us.
So how much did we make all together today?
13. We each made $36.
36? Hold up your monies and count them.
So 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60, 63. 63. I might buy an iPod Touch. I might buy iPad. Can I come to work with you tomorrow? Signing off. Bye.
Also, they used to do these like what did you guys used to do? These robe walks in the morning?
We would have just like our mimosa walks in row. Yeah, we just call what was the experience to you?
Oh, it was just so sick. I was just like, oh my gosh, they're like so cute walking around. We got to go play at the park. But what was I going to say?
It was a Sunday morning, and we were like, let's get together, have breakfast burritos, mimosas, Bloody Marys, and wear our robes and walk around. Robe walk. And we would walk around the whole neighborhood. So there'd be like 6 to 8 adults with their cocktails in robes, taking the kids to the park.
They were definitely like the parents, like the group in Erie. And then we got to be like the kids of the parents.
Yeah, you guys were like all the mayors of Erie.
Exactly. But
love that.
It was so fun. Like there was some nights that we would do like, Robin would set up the screen and we'd have like drive-in movies in like our front whatever.
In our we do drive-in in the driveway. So we would invite all the neighborhood and put the huge screen up, and then we made popcorn for every single kid. Our house was never the same after that. Our stove was never the same because we made like 15 batches of like actual popcorn. I don't know, like I think back, if you can live your life a way that you can think back to memories and just be like, oh man, that was so fun. Well, that's like creating real life.
It was also like I got like 20 moms and 20 dads. Like I had like you guys, but then it was like every single, like I could get yelled at the same way you yelled at me by any parent in that neighborhood. So it was like I was getting raised by like 30 houses, which was so cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Yeah. That's the community that we want to try and like help build and form. Yeah, because that's
with other people that you trust to show up how you want them to show up too.
Like how you would yelled at by so many other parents. Like in a good way.
Billy would put you in your place, and he would also make sure that you felt more protected than you've ever felt protected.
I know, like that he is like the definition of, or he was the definition of like that. Like you would be so scared to do something like wrong because he would yell at you, but then it's like if I was with Billy Green, I know that I'd be safe.
Yeah.
We love you, Bill.
Yeah. I remember one day there was like the clowns thing was happening where like all the clowns were out, and there was a clown on our street, and Billy ran out the door, like I think he had a knife or something, chased this clown down the street.
Bad thing that was going on. It was like Halloween.
Like, people, it was like a purge thing. Actually, like remember that movie, The Purge? Yeah, do it.
Shout it out, Kinz.
That's where I also learned a lot of bad words from other parents in the neighborhood. There was one time that Billy was taking us to go TP people's houses, and he taught us how to spell douche in like chalk.
Because that's a hard word.
We were like driving there, and he was like, "Everybody,
spell.
How do you spell it?" And we're like all like DOUCHE, like literally like 11 years old, like going and TPing our friend's ex's house.
Picked to teach them.
I know. Oh my gosh.
And of all the bad words, and that's not even like a bad word,
but it is. But you can make it. You can turn it into one.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Best. Yeah. So
Kinzey, that sounds like you had just such an amazing childhood.
The best.
That's cool.
Yeah.
As a mom, that feels so good to hear your kids share memories like that. And you just pray that other moms are living in a space of like, it's okay to have fun. Like the things we talk about on the show, like it's okay to have fun. It's okay to show up as yourself. It's okay to be silly with yourself and be silly with your family. And it's not that serious. Like we get so caught up in trying to show up a certain way so that people think a certain thing about us.
You won't fuck up your kids doing that. Like I don't think
we're gonna fuck them up anyways. So why not? But they'll get it
during the process. As long as you teach them how to unfuck themselves.
Yeah, give them the tools to unfuck themselves.
That'll be what we do when we talk about like the mom guilt that Letha wants to hear. Yeah. Like your job is to fuck up your kids, but give them the tools to unfuck themselves.
Yeah. I mean, and also try not to. You know,
but you're
gonna.
It doesn't matter.
Gonna.
You could be too good. You can be too close. You can be too loving.
Yeah, and I think it's hard. It may be harder now because there are so many right ways to do it. There's so many. It's been so researched and so put out there on like how to be a good mom, especially. Mm-hmm. Like you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. There's so much pressure put on kids and moms. Like even. I'm in the process of deciding if I want to put Caston into preschool yet because I don't know if that's going to be right for us.
Yeah.
And you know, people that are asking or talking to me about it, they're like blown away that I'm even not like that. I'm like that's going to be a decision to be made. Like no, you just do that. You just put them in preschool. And I'm like, but you don't. You don't have to. And so I was like, my sister knows that I'm deciding this. And she was like, you know, you don't have to, but here are the requirements for kindergarten now. And it's basically, this is what she told me. I don't know if it's true everywhere, but they need to be able to spell and write their own name and know all of the letters by sight, not in order of saying ABC, but saying like, this is a W.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shnikes, like I felt like that's what kindergarten was for when I was young.
We learned how to tie our shoes in kindergarten.
We played house.
Yeah.
And sang songs.
So did you guys. You had half-day kindergarten where it was just like paint, draw,
play, socialize.
It's so much different now.
Yeah. So, I mean, just the comparison of that where I'm like, holy crap, the pressure for a kindergartner now. So, of course, we feel this way to feel like be a certain way as a mom or whatever. But in the scheme of life, that's not true and it's not important. Those are not the important parts because Kins, you probably don't remember kindergarten as much as you remember running around with Bill spelling douche.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just like...
Speaking to that is like, we're not called to not make mistakes, but we're told that like every mistake, everything is going to be used for our good. So you can't like, you can make a mistake, but like ultimately it's not really a mistake.
Yeah.
It's part of your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there really is probably only one or two real major things that you can't fix.
Yeah.
That just can't be fixed, especially when you have love, community, family, friends around you, you know, that you call on and you lean on when you need to.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna. This is wonderful, Kinzey. You're the best. You're the best ever.
Thanks for having me.
Best first guest ever
in the world. In our baby chairs with our big girl baby chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we just love you, and I
know.
I love you guys too.
Thank you for doing this for us.
Yes.
Thank you for showing up so completely authentically today and being so honest, because I know it can be a weird space for some people with your mom and her crazy friend to do that, but you did. So thank you. I
learned it from her. I don't know how to be anything but myself.
I know, that's the best thing ever.
That's like the best. Yeah, if everybody could just, I don't know how to be anything but myself. I'd love, like, if you just walk away with one thing, you know, can be that you love lobster shirts and that you should just always show up as yourself.
I'm not going to walk away with that first one, but.
Okay, this is how we close her out. We say, I love your guts. I love your guts. And you have to say it like that.
I love your guts.
Love your guts.
Love your guts.
And then we say, see you next.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
See you next Tuesday.
Is it every Tuesday? Okay. See you next Tuesday. Not probably this next Tuesday, but after that.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.
Wow.
Hey! Just put it on your boob and just
stick your boob in it and spin it around, because you know it fits in there.
If I lean over, it will.
I know. Oh.
Cheers.
Okay.